1 in 9 Americans over the age of 65 is living with Alzheimer's. Even more alarming, poor sleep can increase your risk of dementia by up to 70%. Every night you go to bed without feeding your brain the right way, you're letting damage pile up silently. But here's the truth, most people don't know what you eat right before bed can either support your brain's natural repair or sabotage it. And no, it's not milk, it's not bananas, and definitely not your usual bedtime snack. There's one humble food often ignored in the West that Japanese elders have quietly relied on for generations. It takes just a minute to prepare. It's affordable, and it's been linked to sharper memory and deeper sleep. Curious? Stay with me because this might be the simplest change you can make to protect your mind starting tonight. Before we begin, I'd love to know, where are you watching this from and what time is it for you right now? Please let me know in the comments below. I truly look forward to reading them. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss what's coming next. Brain state during sleep. Your brain has a night shift. While you're asleep, it's hard at work sweeping out the clutter from the day. Think of it like your brain's janitor crew. They mop up the mess, toss out the waste, and make sure everything's clean and ready for tomorrow. But there's a catch. This cleaning only happens during deep sleep. That's the kind of sleep where your brain waves slow down, your body relaxes, and real healing begins. Miss that deep sleep, and your brain can't do its job. Over time, the trash piles up, especially something called amyloid, which many scientists link to memory loss and even Alzheimer's. Now here's where it gets interesting. What you eat before bed can either help your brain sleep deeply or keep it wide awake. Picture this. You eat a sugary snack or heavy meal before bed. Your digestion kicks into overdrive. Your blood sugar jumps. Your heart beats a little faster. It's like trying to sweep the floor while the lights are flashing and the music's blasting. Your brain can't focus. The cleanup doesn't happen right. But if you eat the right kind of light snack, something calming, nourishing, and gentle, your body feels safe. Your brain settles down. And that night shift crew, they get to work quietly, wiping away stress and refreshing your memory pathways. In Japan, many elders take this bedtime routine seriously. They don't go to bed hungry, but they also don't overload their system. Instead, they choose simple foods that relax the mind and signal the body it's time to rest. This small habit, done night after night, becomes a quiet form of protection, one that helps the brain stay sharp long into old age. So the question is, what kind of snack actually helps the brain relax? It's not what most people think, and that's exactly what we'll uncover next. The foods that secretly hurt your brain. Before sleep. Let's talk about habits that feel comforting but quietly work against us. Many older adults reach for something sweet before bed, a couple of cookies, a glass of warm milk with sugar, maybe a ripe banana. It feels soothing, like tucking yourself in with a childhood treat. But here's the truth, these foods might be doing more harm than good. When you eat something sugary or high in simple carbs late at night, your blood sugar spikes. Your body gets a burst of energy, and so does your brain. Instead of slowing down into deep sleep, your brain becomes active, jittery, overstimulated. Imagine your brain like a garden. Sleep is the gentle rain that nourishes and restores it. But sugar right before bed, it's like turning on a fire hose. The soil floods, the roots get stressed, and instead of growth, there's chaos. Now think of the opposite, a calm drizzle, soft and steady. That's what the brain needs to restore memory, clear out toxins, and prepare for the next day. When we eat the wrong foods, we steal that chance from our brains. You might still fall asleep, but it's the wrong kind of sleep, light, restless, and full of interruptions. And worse, the brain's cleaning crew. They barely show up. This is why so many older adults wake up tired, foggy, or forgetful even after 7 or 8 hours in bed. The good news: you don't need to cut out food before bed completely. The secret lies in choosing the right kind of snack, one that gently tells the body it's safe now, you can rest. And that's where the Japanese tradition offers us something powerful. In the next section, we'll talk about a humble fermented food that may surprise you. It doesn't spike your sugar. It doesn't keep you up. Instead, it quietly supports your brain while you sleep. The number one food that helps your brain. Heal while you sleep. It's sticky. It's stringy. And to most Americans, it might seem like the last thing you'd want to eat before bed. But in Japan, natto isn't just food, it's quiet medicine. Made from fermented soybeans, natto has been a part of the Japanese diet for centuries. It's not eaten for taste or presentation, it's eaten because it works. And for your brain, especially as you age, this humble dish may be the most powerful nighttime ally you never knew you needed. What makes natto so extraordinary? Let's start with nattokinase, a natural enzyme created during the fermentation process. This enzyme helps keep your blood thin and flowing smoothly. That means better oxygen delivery to your brain right when it needs it most during deep sleep. This circulation isn't just about energy, it's about repair. Your brain depends on that oxygen to flush out toxins and regenerate damaged cells overnight. Then there's vitamin K2, another rare and powerful nutrient found abundantly in natto. K2 plays a crucial role in protecting the tiny blood vessels in your brain from hardening. It keeps calcium from building up in places it shouldn't, which can quietly block blood flow over time and starve your brain of the nutrients it needs. With K2, natto becomes like a soft armor guarding your brain from within. But perhaps what people feel the most, often within days, is the calming effect. Natto naturally contains GABA, a brain-soothing compound that helps reduce anxiety, slow your heart rate, and invite deep sleep. Not the kind of shallow sleep where you toss and turn. The kind of sleep where your mind goes quiet and real healing begins. It's like handing your brain a warm blanket and saying, "You can let go now." And this isn't just tradition, it's backed by science. Multiple studies from Japan have found that older adults who eat natto regularly experience sharper memory, better cognitive function, and a lower risk of dementia. Some studies show up to 20% less cognitive decline among consistent natto eaters. These are not short-term fixes. These are long-term shifts in how the brain ages. Even beyond the science, natto's power comes from its simplicity and consistency. In quiet Japanese homes, especially among elders, natto is a small evening ritual. Served over warm rice, maybe with a sprinkle of green onion or a drop of soy sauce. No stress, no effort. Just nourishment at the right time of day when the body is winding down and the brain is ready to recover. So imagine this: while you sleep tonight, your body gently digests this ancient food. Nattokinase improves blood flow. Vitamin K2 protects your brain's vessels. GABA calms your nerves. And all of this happens without pills, without chemicals, just one spoonful of fermented soy. It's not a trend. It's not a superfood of the moment. It's a tool for longevity, used by those who age slowly, think clearly, and sleep deeply. And if you've never tried it before, don't worry. You don't have to love the taste to love what it does for you. In the next part, I'll show you how to ease into it, even if sticky soybeans are completely new to you. But for now, just remember this. If there's one food your brain wishes you'd eat before sleep, it's natto. A quiet Okinawan habit that keeps the mind sharp. In Okinawa, where people often live past 100, there was a woman named Sayo who never missed her nightly routine. Just before bed, she would eat a small bowl of rice with natto, nothing more. No heavy dinner, no dessert, no wine, just natto, a little green onion, and warm barley tea. At 101 years old, Sayo still remembered everyone's name, still read her paper, still told stories without losing her words. When asked how she kept her mind so sharp, she simply smiled and said, "I let my brain rest at night. I feed it gently. I don't wake it up before bed." She didn't talk about nutrients or science. She talked about rhythm, calm, doing the same simple thing every night so the body could feel safe and the brain could relax. Turns out her habit wasn't just cultural, it was powerful. Natto contains compounds that reduce brain inflammation, support blood flow, and help clear waste proteins while we sleep. It's the kind of snack that tells your nervous system it's time to power down. Sayo didn't need studies to know it worked. She felt it year after year. In America, we often look for results quickly, but sometimes the most lasting change comes from something small, repeated often. A spoonful of natto may not seem like much, but for Sayo, it was a nightly act of protection, a quiet promise to her future mind. And maybe that's where longevity truly begins. Why natto is like a nighttime repair kit for your brain. So what exactly makes natto so special for your brain? Let's imagine your brain as a quiet city at night. After a long day of thinking, remembering, and processing, it finally gets a chance to rest and repair. But that can only happen if the streets are clear, the lights are calm, and the workers can move freely. Natto helps in 4 powerful ways, like sending in the perfect team to support your brain's overnight recovery. First, it lowers inflammation. Inside our brains, tiny sparks of inflammation can build up from stress, poor sleep, and aging. Natto contains a natural enzyme called nattokinase that quietly cools these sparks down. It's like turning off the noise, dimming the lights, and letting your brain breathe. Less inflammation means less wear and tear over time. Second, it boosts circulation. Your brain needs oxygen even while you sleep. Nattokinase gently supports blood flow, making sure that every corner of your mind gets the nutrients it needs. It's like clearing traffic from the brain's highways, so nothing gets stuck and everything flows smoothly. Third, it protects your brain cells from aging. Thanks to vitamin K2, natto helps keep the tiny blood vessels in your brain healthy and flexible. K2 also keeps calcium from building up where it doesn't belong, which is a quiet risk factor for memory loss. Think of it like oiling the gears of a delicate clock, helping everything move as it should. And finally, it helps you sleep deeper. Natto naturally contains GABA, a calming compound that tells your body, it's safe now, you can let go. This is the same signal that deepens your breathing, softens your muscles, and helps your mind drift into slow healing sleep, the kind where memory gets filed away and stress is washed out. When you combine these 4 effects, less inflammation, better blood flow, protected cells, and deeper rest, you give your brain the chance to recover in the most natural way. And what's beautiful is how gentle it all is. No stimulants, no side effects, no expensive supplements, just a simple food that's been trusted for generations in Japan, not as a trend but as tradition. So when you sit down with a small bowl of natto before bed, you're not just feeding your body, you're giving your brain exactly what it needs to stay clear, calm, and strong, not just tonight, but for years to come. How to start using natto in the easiest way. Even if you've never tried it before. If you've never heard of natto until today, or maybe you've seen it at a Japanese market but walked right past, it's okay. You're not alone. To many Americans, natto looks strange, smells strong, and feels sticky. It's not the kind of snack you'd expect to help your brain. But once you know its power, the next question is, how do I actually use it? Let's keep it simple. The most traditional way is to buy natto frozen or refrigerated from a Japanese or Asian grocery store. It usually comes in small packs, each just the right size for one serving. Inside, you'll find the sticky soybeans along with little packets of mustard and soy sauce. You just stir it until it gets stringy, then eat it over a little warm rice. But here's the thing, you don't need to eat it the traditional way to get the benefits. If the texture or smell is too much at first, try this. Add a soft boiled egg. Mix it into oatmeal with a sprinkle of sea salt. Blend it into a savory smoothie with avocado and miso. Or even wrap a spoonful into a lettuce leaf with a dash of sesame oil. Still not sure? Here's something even easier, natto powder and natto supplements. These are growing in popularity in the US, especially for older adults who want the benefits without adjusting to the taste. Look for products labeled natto kinase or fermented soy extract. You can find them online or at natural food stores. Just check that they're low in additives and clearly list nattokinase and vitamin K2. The best time to eat natto, whether in food or supplement form, is 1 to 2 hours before bed. That gives your body time to digest gently before you sleep. Now, a few things to avoid. Don't pair natto with sugary desserts, heavy sauces, or greasy snacks. These work against the calming effects. The goal is to keep your snack clean and simple, something that feels like part of a nighttime wind-down, not a party. And remember, you don't have to eat it every night. Start with twice a week. Let your body adjust. Let your taste buds get used to the earthiness. Over time, your brain may begin to crave it not for flavor, but for how it makes you feel the next morning, clearer, calmer, more refreshed. In Japan, natto isn't seen as trendy or exotic. It's just part of life. A quiet tool for staying sharp, one small bowl at a time. What to pair with natto for even better brain health? Natto on its own is powerful, but when combined with a few gentle foods, its effect on your brain and sleep can grow even stronger. Think of it like creating a bedtime meal ritual that tells your body, it's time to slow down now. Let's rest. Let's heal. So what goes well with natto? Here are a few additions inspired by Japanese traditions, simple, calming, and easy to prepare. First, consider a small bowl of miso soup without too much salt. Miso is made from fermented soybeans, just like natto, and it's packed with friendly bacteria that support your gut. When your gut is calm, your brain is calmer too, because the two are deeply connected. Choose a low-sodium version, add a few pieces of soft tofu or seaweed, and sip it warm. It's soothing, grounding, and helps your digestion ease into sleep mode. Next, try a cup of roasted barley tea mugicha. In Japan, mugicha is a common evening drink. It's caffeine-free, slightly nutty in flavor, and naturally cools the body down. Some older adults in Okinawa even call it the tea that quiets the mind. You can find it in tea bags at Japanese grocery stores or even online. Serve it warm, not hot, to avoid overstimulating the system. You can also add a spoonful of steamed leafy greens like spinach or bok choy. These greens are gentle on the stomach and rich in magnesium, a mineral that helps relax your muscles and lower stress. Just boil them briefly, sprinkle with a tiny bit of sesame oil or soy sauce, and serve alongside your natto. Now, a gentle reminder, this is not about eating a big dinner late at night. Each of these foods should be small, simple portions. The goal isn't to feel full, it's to feel nourished. This way, you're not just feeding your brain, you're building a routine, a quiet rhythm your body can recognize. A signal night after night that says, the day is done. Let's take care of the brain now. And the beauty of this, You don't need to follow it perfectly. Even if you just add one of these foods to your evening a few times a week, you'll start to feel the difference. Because real change comes not from doing more, but from doing less with more care. Just like the elders of Japan, you too can build a small evening ritual that protects your mind, one peaceful night at a time. Why your brain needs routine, not just nutrients. We often hear about what to eat, but we rarely talk about when and how to eat, especially as we age. The truth is, your brain doesn't just respond to nutrients, it responds to rhythm. It likes consistency. It thrives on patterns it can trust. That's why in Japan, foods like natto aren't just consumed randomly. They're part of a quiet routine, especially in the evening hours. A small bowl of natto before bed sends a very specific message to your nervous system. The day is done. You're safe now. You can rest. You see, your brain is a creature of habit. If you flood it with sugar or heavy meals late at night, it stays alert. It expects chaos. But if you feed it gently, something calming, familiar, predictable, it begins to associate that food with restoration. Natto eaten regularly before bed becomes more than just a snack. It becomes a signal. A mental cue that tells your brain it's time to clean up, slow down, and prepare for tomorrow. This small rhythm, repeated night after night, becomes a kind of therapy, one that's free, natural, and easy to sustain. So if you're someone who struggles with brain fog, forgetfulness, or restless nights, don't just look for more nutrients. Start by creating a simple ritual, a soft rhythm your brain can recognize. Natto can be the center of that rhythm. And sometimes routine is the medicine your brain needs most. Is natto right for you? A gentle way to begin. If you're still unsure about natto, whether because of the taste, texture, or even just the idea of fermented soybeans, you're not alone. Trying something new, especially later in life, can feel intimidating. But here's the good news: you don't have to commit all at once. You can ease into it one step at a time. Start by finding natto at an Asian market or online. Look for frozen packs or fresh ones in the fridge section. Try just half a serving with a little rice. Add a soft-boiled egg or stir in green onion to balance the flavor. You might not love it right away, but you might notice how it makes you feel the next morning: calmer, clearer, more awake. If you really can't get past the taste, try natto supplements. These capsules contain nattokinase and vitamin K2, the same brain-boosting compounds found in the food itself. They're easy to take and can still become part of your nightly brain care routine. And remember, you don't have to be perfect. You don't need to eat natto every night. Even just 2 or 3 times a week can make a difference over time. What matters most is that you begin. Not for instant results, but for long-term clarity, peace of mind, and a better night's rest. Natto isn't just food. It's an invitation to care for your brain gently, naturally, and consistently, and your future self will thank you for it. A gentle closing thought. In a world that moves fast, the most powerful change often begins with something small. Tonight, instead of reaching for sugar or skipping your evening snack, consider something different. A spoonful of natto, a warm sip of miso, a quiet moment for your brain to feel safe, nourished, and ready to heal. You don't have to overhaul your life. You just have to care for your brain like it matters, because it does. And the beauty of this is it's never too late to start. Whether you're 60, 70, or 85, your brain still responds to how you treat it tonight. So give it something it can use, something that helps it clear out the fog, recharge, and stay sharp. Start small. Stay consistent. Let food be your quiet medicine. Medical disclaimer. The health information in this video is not intended to replace personalized medical advice. Everyone's health is different, and what works for one person may not work for another. If you have concerns about your brain sleep or diet, please talk to your doctor or healthcare provider. If you believe you may be experiencing a medical emergency, contact emergency services immediately.